Now we will demonstrate how database changes affect the Java code. For every database table, OneWebSQL generates three kinds of objects: a data access object interface, a data access object implementation, and a Java bean that represents a single database record. Let's look at the objects generated for the book table in our database. The book class that represents table records, the book table DAO interface, and its implementation. Every interface provides methods for common operations on the corresponding database table. But how does OneWebSQL know what objects to generate? It retrieves this information from the Sybase Power Designer database model. All we have to do is point the code generation plugin to the model file. Here is a model file in the project directory. Let's see the Power Designer model. There are 4 tables in the database. We already know the author table and the book table. At the start of the project, we generate a database creation script. Let's see what the SQL script looks like. The script contains generated create table statements. Later in the project, we change the database. Before doing that, we make a copy of the database model, which will be needed later to generate a database upgrade script. We save the copy under the Bookshop Before Author refactoring name. Keeping the author's full name in a single column is inconvenient, so let's split it into first name and last name. First, we rename the existing column to first name. Then we add the last name column. The new column type is character variant with a length of 100. We also make it a mandatory column. Now the table has 2 columns instead of 1. To modify the database, we need a migration script. Power Designer will generate it for us. In the script generation dialog, we have to specify the archived model that we saved earlier. We also set a new name for the script. This window displays changes that we've made to the database. The original column was renamed to first name, and a new column, last name, was added. This warning means that Power Designer needs our help with the migration script. Let's open the script and see what it looks like. All cases that need to be fixed are marked with the warning comment. We have to define value for the new table column in the place of a question mark. The business rule says that we split the author's name into first and last name on the first space character. We extract the first name from the name column with the substring function. In a similar way, we extract the last name from the previous column value. Let's run the corrected version of the script. The database processed the script without errors. We double-check that the database changed as intended. We press the button with circled arrows to refresh the database view. Quick check reveals that the author table contains now 3 columns. A single name was replaced by the first name and the last name column. Let's refresh the Eclipse project. The new SQL scripts appear in the Project Explorer view. To generate a new Java code from the modified Power Designer model, we run Maven. The console view displays messages printed by the code generation plugin. The new code is generated. To see the changes, we refresh the Eclipse again. The Problems view shows a new error, so we jump to the offending code. What happened is that the author class no longer contains the getName method. The method is missing because the name column is no longer in the author table. Now the table has 2 new columns, first name and last name. So instead of the getName, OneWebSQL generated the getFirstName and getLastName methods, 1 for each column. To fix the code, we replace the getName invocation with getFirstName. We also changed the label to display the new column name. Now we add the code that prints author's last name. Let's copy the code that displays author's first name. Finally, we call the getLastName method to display author's last name. The error disappears when we save the code. To see the changes, we reload the page in the browser. It looks like the column header is missing. Let's add the last name header. Now there are two columns on the screen: author's first name and author's last name.